So in order to move forward, you are supposed to plan your work and carry the child through it, and the child will learn. Because the child, as I said before, is like a clean slate. Our job is not to try and expose the exam for them half an hour before the time. This year's examination, unlike last year's, was set by the staff that you saw standing there, along with other subject experts. They took as long time as they wanted. And Mr. Cabinet Secretary, I'm glad to say that now we have got an item bank. So anybody who has any ideas about what exam is coming, just forget it. Teach your children. We have got an item bank, and that process was thorough because the examination was set, moderated, and proofread by them. But the small matter of deciding is going to be the next exam. That one, even me, I am not the owner. Mungu ndiye anajua. Tumekubaliana? I don't need to waste a lot of time by going through again the processes that we have now kept. What is worrying me is how we have to institutionalize what we have put into practice and proved successful. I'm not worried whether children perform bad, moderate, or good, because that is going to come. Like I've told you, you start teaching your children the way you are supposed to teach, they will fly. Because God was very kind, ladies and gentlemen. When he was dishing out intelligence, he did not look for people who have suits and wearing spectacles like me. He gave it to everybody, including the person who are looking after my cows at home, in equal measure. So if you teach, you will see that admixture. But when you only see children from X school whose fathers are driving cars, no, there's a problem. I would like to say without any fear of contradiction, ladies and gentlemen, that you cannot be truthful to somebody. First, you must be truthful to yourself. Second, you must be truthful to your God. Then you can be truthful to somebody else. Secondly, the world is full of choices. I have chosen to be here. Nobody can make me to be. I have chosen, as Professor Magoha, to be here to serve our children. And you remember, there is a lot of pride in serving our children. Most people think if you have a lot of money in the bank, you are happy. But I get happiness, even though I didn't like it. I get a lot of happiness serving children who are poor, because I'm about to go. And God will ask me, when you are there, what did you do? Say, Angalia wale watu, those children, I think I made some difference in their lives. So if you teach children to be untruthful, you are as guilty as them. And Bwana CS, I want to thank you, including His Excellency the President, for allowing us to work without interference. Because that is why we have worked. We have been allowed to work without interference from anywhere. And if you teach a child to go and cheat, that child shall be punished. And just to give the example of the 5 that we removed from the examination process before the examination got completed. Now, the teachers who encouraged them to do that, I think I should say shame on you. But having said, sir, that CS, I would like to state that, first of all, we did not have hitches with regards to the examination process, with regards to the transportation, storage, and back. And this is because of involvement of certain agencies of government. And I would like to start with the most important constant at that time, who was the center manager. And the great majority of our center managers, you saw several of them removing their shoes and crossing the river with the examination papers on them. So, to all the center managers that made the process possible, I wish, on behalf of NEC and by extension government, to thank you for your dedication, because you are telling people that this can be done. And it is at this point that I want to introduce two people. One of them from, first of all, let me go backwards. When I was given the job, I went around Africa quietly, not using NEC funds, because I thought the job was not for me. One of the places I called was Uganda. I went to South Africa, I went to Nigeria, I went to Ghana, and so on. And I met the Ugandans. But I'm very happy to see that the Uganda National Examination Board sent an observer. And the name is Florence Kapuk Obong. I suspect these are the Jaluos who remained behind. And the other one from the Examination Council of Zambia is Mrs. Munsanka Chikuba. This other one, yeah, you can see the beautiful lady there. This means that we are on track. So for those who believe that a prophet is not known in his home, the foreigners are already seeing, and there were many others who wanted to come and observe, but we said perhaps for this year we just have to. I would want also to go to the government, in particular, the Ministry of ICT headed here by the most humble CS who opened a container at one of the places I was watching before 6 o'clock. He was there somewhere in Kambiamoto. But I'm thanking him because he gave us a battalion of people who are capturing data this time. And when I see us, we did not have any problem with any of those people. Thank you for preparing them, and our thank you should go to them. We then want to thank the Ministry of Interior, who I think is covered well. My actual boss is also the acting boss of the Ministry of Interior, but I only see him as the Ministry of Education. So now, sir, we would want to thank the Ministry of Interior, headed by you, along with your peers, for the total commitment of all the agents, including the special agents, but more so the Kenya Defense Forces, for getting us out of the toilet, because there was a time we were unable to move exams in the northern part of Kenya. And I think you picked your phone and spoke to General Mwatete, and before we realized we had military helicopters for several days, and therefore the examination was done on time. We have not taken this for granted, and we wish to thank you, and you should carry our thank you to the Department of Defense. Let me